Note on Ursula Merkel. Toward the end of the session, our class voted on a Klassensprecher, one who would speak to the entire school during a graduating ceremony. Ursula and I wound up as competitors, but unknown to me, she alerted the class with her finger pointing toward me, and the class voted unanimously for me. About a month later in Würzburg, our SUNY supervisor, Professor Peter Makris, cornered me, Hans Niehaus, and Gerhard Petsch in the Milch Bar, pulling out as much as 200 Deutschmark, roughly 60 US dollars, from his wallet. He explained that the SUNY program wanted to reward all those elected as Klassensprecher. Ursula groaned and moaned when I relayed the news to her. A home and town wrecking fellow named Tilly led the Catholic armies of the 30 Years' War, 1618 to 1648, in Europe, sacking and destroying town after town throughout Germany. When Tilly reached Rothenburg, he found himself enamored by the town's intoxicating beverage, wine. Before bringing the town to destruction, he offered its citizens an either-or scenario. He would spare the town if anyone could put down 3.25 liters of wine in one drink. If, however, this person failed, then Tilly would annihilate the town. A fellow named Georg Nusch offered to be the first to try, and he put down 3.25 liters all in one go. The Glockenspiel celebrates good old Georg, who saved Rothenburg ob der Tauber. I have written a short story, perhaps considered a novella, taking place during the 30 Years' War. A narration within a narration, the story also steps forward into the Nazi era. Once Chan, originally from South Vietnam, and I became good friends in the summer of 1968, I would introduce him to students from my SUNY Oneonta group. Ich möchte dir Chan vorstellen. Hat den Ho Chi Minh Pfad südlich benutzt. Translated, I would like to introduce you to Chan. He used the Ho Chi Minh Trail southbound. Possessing a darn good sense of humor, Chan would always offer a chuckle. However, before I first met Chan, I faced a small conflict with the landlady who offered rooms to Goethe Institute students. A small touch of foreshadowing tapped me in the head as I approached the home of Frau Hartnagel, which translates to Mrs. Hardnail. Herr Chan, she said, did not want any roommates. I asked her to speak right away with the Institute's director, who somehow used his influence to persuade Frau Hartnagel to introduce me to Chan, and to this day he and I continually exchange email, letters, photographs, and works of art. In an unexpected kind of irony, I made reference to the teacher's name in my Klassensprecher speech at the end of the summer term. In a supposed letter to my mother, I mentioned Herr Adolf, writing, Ach Mutti, kümmere dich nicht den Namen. Translation, Oh, Mom, don't concern yourself with the name. I still recall a rather tumultuous amount of laughter from my audience, including the teachers and administrative staff of the school.